Hey guys, it's Justin. Yeah, I hope you're having a good weekend. Today is Sunday when I'm taping this, which historically I hadn't done, but now that I'm on a schedule to post every Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, I try to do it. Actually, I try to do it during the week before the weekend hits, but this week I just didn't get to it, so here we are. Yeah, so this is the continuation of my knife collection video. So the first video, I kind of talked about the first two display cases that are in my room. So this one I'll talk about the next two, and the subsequent videos will be Swiss Army knives, multi-tools, and then everything else that's in my other knife cases. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I guess I'll start out with the Rockstead hanging out over here. So this one is not in its normal place because I actually carried it to church today. But this is the Rockstead. I don't know if it's RYO or Rio. It has the titanium handles, and you can see they're pretty nicely polished there. And then of course it has the normal Rockstead ZDP 189 blade polished to a mirror finish, which is gorgeous. I'll be honest, I carry this. I don't really use it that much, or actually I haven't used it at all. It's kind of just pocket jewelry, I guess. But yeah, so this is a Rockstead. It typically goes in this other case that you kind of see hanging out over here. And sorry for the sniffles and all that stuff. I have a cold or something, sinus infection. So we'll just go bottom up, I guess. So these are the only two Benchmains I have left. This is the Bug Out 535-4. So this is the one that has the aluminum scales and is M390. This is one that my wife and I bought together, and she likes it a lot. So I just hold on to it because it's a good knife. Not a huge fan of the Bug Out platform or Benchmade in general. If you've watched my other videos, you probably know that. But she likes it. So one Benchmade that I am a fan of is the 940, especially in this configuration. This is the 940-1 with the carbon fiber scales and the S90V blade steel. This is it's a really good knife. I don't love Benchmade, but this one came out of the box perfectly centered. It has a nice smooth action. I have fidgeted with this one some, so it's probably better than it was out of the box. But it still has a really nice action. No blade play or anything like that. So, and this one does not have the clip because sometimes I will carry it in this pocket slip over here. So moving up, so this is the WE Eschaton. This is an Isham design. You can see his mark back there. Sadly, he just passed away, I think, I don't know, a few weeks ago in a car, some kind of an incident with police. But yeah, this is an Isham design. It's made by WE Knives, and it's just a kind of a polarizing knife. It's what they call semi-integral, I believe. So the back portion here, this titanium, this raw titanium, it's not blue, is one single piece. You can see that here. And then the front portion here is are two set, basically like scales, pretty much just screwed into this integral piece. So it's a really neat design, very unique. You can see the blade here is just very yes, I'm wearing my gloves again. Just very, I don't know, unique, polarizing, controversial maybe. And this is number 131 out of 500, I think. Yeah, it looks like 500. Yeah. So yeah, just a really cool piece. And I don't know. I'd like to have more of his designs, but you know, my list of wants is long, so who knows when that'll happen. This is of course you guys probably know this one. This is the Hinderer XM18 3.5. This one actually came from the factory with a blue G10 scale, and I swapped it for a carbon fiber. Everything else is as seen though. Had the bronze titanium side, And then I had the steel standoff. So this one's in 20 CV. This is from a pretty recent drop. I just picked this one up maybe a year ago. So, yep, that's my only hinder as of right now. And it does get carried some, but, you know, again, I haven't used it a ton. This is my Shirogorov F3 in micarta and Elmax steel. So this one is actually pretty cool. I took this one to North Carolina and Tennessee when I went to Tail the Dragon with one of my buddies. We visited Smoky Mountain Knife Works and did some other stuff. But yeah, this one I had with me when I went to Smoky Mountain and drove the Dragon and all that stuff. So it's pretty cool. You can see the micarta here has some nice, I don't know if you want to call it patina going on, some variations, and I like how they do the orange stand or the orange pivot collar. So yeah, just a really nice Shirogorov, and if you guys haven't experienced these, you definitely need to check them out. And you know, also check out the video that I did. I have videos of the Shirogorov, the Hinderer, the 940, and the bug out as well. So moving over here, this guy, I'm not going to pick him up, but you can check out the video. That is my Swiss Army Swiss Champ XAVT, I believe is what it is. So you can see here, I'm going to try to zoom the camera in. Kind of shift it over here for you. So you can see it is just a massive knife. I mean, it's, you know, you could never carry it unless you buy one of their belt sheaths. But it has like the two drivers here, you can see. It has a magnifying glass, a light. It has multiple saws, multiple knives, scissors, can opener, screwdrivers, just basically pretty much everything that Swiss Army has ever offered on a knife is in this thing. So it is a pretty wild piece. And then moving up, and as I said, I'll have a separate video on Swiss Army, but these are just ones that I have on display because they just look kind of cool. This is the Donut Blade HQ exclusive. I think they call these classics. Yeah, so I got that from Blade HQ. This is from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. It's just like a winter pattern. This is the Halloween pattern, also from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. I'll kind of zoom in on those. And then this guy over here on the right is just basically a Victorinox classic. So moving up, this is a Case Elvis knife, and this is for like graduation here. And then the one above it is a Christmas knife. This one's kind of cool because it has a pretty neat pattern on the blade. So you can see it says Merry Christmas from Santa. So I think my dad and stepmom got me this, I don't know, years ago for Christmas. So it's a pretty neat piece. That one just hangs out up there at the top. And these, yeah, I guess I'll show you guys these too, because I think these have a design on the main blade. Maybe not. I think the Elvis one does. Yeah, it does. I can see it there. Yeah, so they do these specials sometimes. You can see the Elvis Presley. He's one of my favorite singers, if not my favorites. That's why I have that. I think my dad and stepmom also got me that. So yeah, so that's box number 1. And let me jump over to box number 2. Just kind of shift these out of the way. And the Rockstead. So this is box number 2, and this is going to kind of conclude my display boxes that I have. I kind of have if you watch my shorts, I have a sort of a table set up in my designated room in the house. Yeah, so this is the last display case that I have. So this one sort of is, I try to keep all my customs and some of my more unusual pieces in this one. So you can see here in the bottom, this is my SNG Custom from Mixed Strider Knives. It has the bat wing on this scale here, which is aluminum. And then this titanium scale has his magma finish, which is really cool. It's kind of like a purple, bronze, blue finish, and it's sort of pitted. And I put the purple lock bar stabilizer was already on there, which I think looks fantastic. And then the blade also has the magma finish, and it's a Nightmare ground blade. It's 20 CV. You can see that sort of etched into the steel right there. Yeah, just one of my favorite knives in my collection. I had one of these, if you don't know, a while back, and I sold it and I regretted it. And then I decided that I wanted to get another one, and these can be very hard to find and very expensive. So I kind of bit the bullet and bought this one from Arizona Custom Knives, and probably paid too much, but it was the only one that I could find on the internet at that time. So, you know, I kind of was compelled to do it, and it was in like new condition, so it was really nice. Didn't come with a pouch, but I bought one and bought a pouch, or I bought a Strider patch to go with it. So anyway, that's my custom SNG, and you'll see my other SNG in my other knife box. This is my Nirvana, which I just did a video on, and this is a Rosenti Custom Nirvana. This is a version 4 with has the zirconium pivot. This one has CTS XHP steel. It's a frame lock, as you can see. I did take the clip off because I carry this in another sheath made by Lancelot Leatherworks, and I did a video on that. It has like the purple stitching and stuff. This is one of my favorite knives to carry and use. I've used it some. You can see here Rosenti's maker's mark there. So yeah, you know, along with the Strider, one of my favorite knives in my collection. This one here is a big guy. This is the Skike Custom Knives Pocket Monster. So this is so Peter is kind of a small maker, and I work with him on Instagram, and I think that's still how he does most, if not all, of his communications. Really, really great guy to work with. You know, again, this is one that I did a video on. If you want to check it out, it's in my list of videos there. But yeah, he does, as far as I know, most of this work himself. It was really cool because when he was making this knife, he actually sent me pictures throughout the production process of this knife being made. A few months ago, I tried to sell this, and I don't know why. It was pretty stupid. But yeah, he just uses insanely large clip screws, and everything about this knife is just, it's way overbuilt. You can see here how thick the handle scales are, how thick the blade stock is. It is a chisel ground blade, so you can see here this side is sharpened, whereas this side is just flat. And these are titanium. And I had him put the 3 crosses on here because you guys probably already know I'm a Christian. So I just like the idea of having the crosses on there representing Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. So yeah, it's just a custom knife that he made for me that I like a lot. I do carry it occasionally. You can see the clip does have a mark on it, but it's extremely heavy. So I only carry it at certain times with certain outfits, I'd say. So moving over, this is my Leatherman, and I'm not going to pick it up because it's like perfectly situated, but this is my Leatherman Darkside, and I just did a video on that, so check it out. I talk about how a Leatherman costs $250, and it's a really neat tool though. You can kind of see, I'll zoom in, you can kind of see there the blue on the inside of the scales. So check out the video, it's a really neat piece. More of a collector's piece, but I'm having a belt sheath made for my Surge, and I'll probably carry this in that as well. So this is my Microtech XO set, and this is a little out the front automatic. This is the Merlot configuration with the Tonto blade. They have a ton of different styles of these. They have like dagger blades and Tonto blades, and there's probably a couple that are missing. Tons of different colors. Like most Microtechs, the body's aluminum. Mine in particular is 204 piece steel, and I'm sure there's some that are M390. Yeah, I like this little guy a lot. I wasn't, I've been looking at him for a while, and this one actually came from Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and just decided to pull the trigger. These aren't too terribly expensive, and yeah, I like it a lot. I guess a lot of people use them as money clips because the clip is sort of wide and has a decent amount of room under it. I have never personally used it in that way, but I'm sure it would work well for that. This little guy was one of my first videos I made, and it came from that same trip down south, although at a different retailer. I don't know if I can open this with my gloves on. Let me see, because I just trimmed my fingernails today too. Yeah, I just got it. So this is my Mazarin, I think it's Mazarin Mini. Just a tiny little slip joint pocket knife that I thought was so cool. And yeah, he's got the little inlays on the handles, and just a really neat little piece. I mean, it's, as you can see, it is very, very small. But yeah, it's just a neat little piece. And I did a video on that one too, kind of reviewing it, talking about its properties and stuff. It's more of like a novelty piece, but it's definitely cool to have in my collection. And then the top here, most of you guys probably know, this is a Microtech Halo in M390. This is a Halo 6, which you can see there. These things are just, they fire so hard. If you don't watch my video, check it out. Single action automatic, so you have the charge handle back here. And yeah, these things are just insane. So yeah, that's the Microtech Halo 6 in Tonto, and I think these are discontinued now, which in my opinion is a huge shame. I think it's one of their coolest designs. As far as I know, the only Halos that Microtech makes anymore are the ones that are full custom, like mini Halos, and they're like, I don't know, thousands of dollars. It's pretty crazy. So kind of a shame. So hopefully they'll bring those back. I think these retailed at like around 600 when they were out. So you can find them on the secondary market, but they can be a little tricky to come by. So anyway, that is part 2 of my knife collection. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I do different videos, different reviews and stuff like that, talking about different knives. So hopefully this is kind of going to give you a good overview of everything that I have in my collection currently. And it's also a good time to do it because I haven't bought any knives for like 4 months, except for this Nirvana, which I committed to back in November. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend, and I will talk to you on the next one. See ya.